This conversation is brought to you by Modular, the payments automation platform. Hello, I'm Lindley Gooden. Welcome to the Future of Utilities podcast. Let's talk about flexible energy suppliers and domestic batteries with David Turi from E.ON. Great to have you with us. David, how are you?
I'm good. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. My name is David Turi. I work at E.ON. My job is to look for opportunities to solve an energy system challenge, but also lowering our customer bills.
Well, great to have you here on stage at the summit. Now, okay, look, there is a lot of pressure on electricity, on companies, on suppliers, with the electrification of everything that we do. And I wonder, what do you think about domestic batteries and how they could hopefully start to stabilize, plug gaps, and do something good for us?
Yes, absolutely. We love batteries. We believe are the easiest and fastest way to help more homes to become active part of the energy grid,
right,
and also generate savings, both for the energy system and for households that are hosting batteries.
Yeah, and how is that possible? I mean, I guess in some ways it's intuitive. The energy can be stored and then stabilized. It can be released at the right time, and hopefully your home then stays warm, does what it needs to do. It stabilizes your local network.
Yes, so without going too much into technical details, but there are two key reasons. One is related to the way energy systems are somehow designed and built, and the other one is related to the decarbonization of the grid. In terms of energy systems, how are designed, they would normally be engineered so that they can meet the highest peak of demand in an area. What you can do with batteries, you can spread demand away from peak times and perhaps enjoying lower prices for charging the battery at night, such as with our E.ON Next Smart Saver tariff, and then discharging the battery in the evening when the energy is more expensive. So in this way, customers are generating immediate benefits, but also in terms of decarbonization. So what happens is very often, due to the way renewable energy works, is unpredictable. And so when there is a peak demand between 4 and 7 in the afternoon, that's where we have to fire up gas power plant to meet the demand. So in this way, we're shifting away demand from peak time, using energy stored in the battery. We can help use less gas and produce less CO2 to generate energy.
It's worth saying that, because even though everyone here at the summit and people watching and listening to us now might understand what that is, a lot of people out there don't. So we'll get into communication shortly, but let's stay with price and cost. You know, on the macro level, it's very important to keep costs down. Do batteries help suppliers in some ways not to have to invest quite so much in infrastructure, that perhaps by managing local supplies, you can think a bit more focused in terms of what you invest in on a larger scale?
Yes, so with electrification, what is going to happen is there is going to be a massive increase in electricity demand. We are shifting away from heating our homes with boiler, so with gas, and we are using electricity. We are shifting away from using oil, internal combustion engine cars, so oil was used to produce energy for cars, now is going to be electricity. So that is increasing massively the demand for energy, which in turn may trigger an investment in upgrading the distribution network, for example. So we did an analysis. We believe there are going to be at least 3.7 gigawatt of constraints in local distribution areas. So these are billions that needs to be invested in order to upgrade local distribution network. What we are doing is we are working very closely with distribution system operators to devise options where there are areas where network have to be upgraded, but other areas where perhaps flexibility coming from residential batteries being installed in customer households can help optimize investment and perhaps use more of the same network by spreading the demand away from peak time. And that's something we are really invested in to eventually deliver a saving for the energy system, making it more efficient, but at the same time deliver direct saving to our customers.
So there's cost at that level, at the infrastructure level. There's also cost to me, the consumer, and in a time of bills being the way they are, cost is of paramount importance to a lot of consumers, right? So I want to bring that into the communications bit. How do you communicate to us lot, the consumers, that this could help us, that domestic batteries could be a solution that also might even bring down our bills?
No, it does bring down cost. So batteries are the easiest and fastest way to participate to the benefits of the energy transition. It takes half a day to install. There are no major changes you have to do to your systems in home. An engineer will come, screw a few holes in the wall, run a cable, and that's it. And you start saving from the day after. The way our pilots are demonstrating, there are on average 250 pounds the customers can save by having a battery installed, 250 pounds a year at least. And that's by simply aligning your battery with a time of use tariff. The battery will automatically charge during the night and then discharge energy into the home in the evening. We went even farther than that by installing batteries for free in customer households in zones where distribution system operators are experiencing constraints. And these batteries at the moment in our pilots, again, have demonstrated to be able to deliver savings, guaranteed savings to customers participating in this pilot at around 480 pounds a year.
Well, that's great, because the outlay cost obviously is going to be a factor as well. So if we can be helped to invest in a battery and integrate that into our system, then we're winners. Hopefully it will help us.
No, it does. So there are a couple of considerations here. First of all, we strongly believe that batteries should somehow be part of the overall warm energy plan. So when we look at helping customers who are in fuel poverty, overall upgrading the energy efficiency of homes, batteries can play a big role because they deliver savings immediately from the day after customers install them. But also there is an opportunity there for using batteries to make the distribution system more efficient and avoiding the risk of overbuilding. So we know that we need to upgrade the system, but then how much of it do we really have to do, and how much money we can save eventually from our bills?
Yeah. This conversation is brought to you by Modular, the payment automation platform. And Modular automates how money moves, delivering the efficiency, the accuracy, and the reliability that your finance operations need to scale. Often with these pieces around communication, around the controversies, the news, and so on, we, certainly in the UK, and I'm sure it's true in many other countries around Europe and the wider world, is we come up against that idea that people live in tower blocks, they live in condensed housing, so it's really difficult to install an air source heat pump, or you can't have batteries of this type, and so on and so forth. What do you feel about that? How can we help to make sure that everybody is included in this? It's really important to think about people who perhaps are forgotten in other conversations. How do we start to make sure that batteries are available to us all?
Yeah, so we are actively working on this. Some of our pilots have been targeting fuel-poor customers and ensuring they appreciate that there is an opportunity to save money on their bills, and perhaps not having to choose between eating and heating their home. So they can save money, they can consume more energy if they need it, and all this by having a battery installed. We hope that perhaps the government will consider including batteries as part of the broader interventions for helping fuel-poor customers. But at the same time, as I said, there is an opportunity for anyone who wanted to enjoy the benefits of the energy transition. The fastest entry point is really getting a battery installed and let the battery do the hard work, and eventually no need for changing your behavior really. You can switch on the kettle whenever you want, knowing that eventually you will get savings generated by a battery. Very often we see a battery somehow coupled with a solar PV, which is obviously very, very efficient, but a battery by itself can generate a substantial savings for customers.
You mentioned government help there, and that's probably a very important thing. Forget the politics of net zero and so on, which has become a political football in so many places. But what regulatory or government help could actually not only start paying for some of this so that it becomes a reality for ordinary people, but also just boost the message that this is something we can consider?
No, so our effort is to, first of all, use whatever is available on the market and make it more efficient, and use that to deliver savings directly and indirectly for customers. And so for this to happen at scale, so to be able to scale the benefits of what we've been doing as a pilot, the first thing we will do is to get the opportunity to have longer contracts for flexibility with the DSO, with the distribution system operator, meaning working closely with them as we are starting to do to ensure that our batteries placed in customer households can manage their constraints in terms of distribution for a longer period of time. So this will help us invest confidently in batteries being placed at customer homes for an upfront cost potentially. The other point is the government element. So ensuring batteries are part of the warm home plan as one of the key measures for lowering customer bills, lowering fuel poverty. That will also help distribute more batteries across the country, delivering benefits for customers directly. There is also an element of a distributed system storage where somehow from an energy security point of view has additional benefits, right? So we are not discounting large-scale industrial batteries. We know that will be very much needed for the renewable energy system, but at the same time, we can maybe pair that with thousands, hundreds of thousands of batteries distributed in customer households, somehow also delivering benefits, but also increasing the security from an energy point of view.
Well, you raise a very important point there, and I won't go too much into this, but in a time when we worry about our energy security, something like the use of batteries is never in the conversation, in the public conversation. But do you think that regulators, perhaps governments, need a little bit more convincing that, hey, there's a solution here that potentially could help locally with communities, with individuals, but also start to, stabilize our energy security?
Absolutely. I believe that we are working very closely with Ofgem and DESNES. I believe it is a productive and ongoing conversation. So far, I believe they very much understand the value in what we are doing. And I will go as far as to say there is a very productive conversation for making this happen at scale.
Yeah. Well, let's bring out the crystal ball. In 10 years' time, if you can predict that far ahead, just Rolodex through the months, what role will batteries play in our energy system? Do you think it may be a future form of these storage devices, but where will we be?
So future energy system, renewables, they come with unpredictability. We can't control when the sun is shining. So batteries overall will play a key role for the energy system of the future. We see a future where alongside large-scale batteries, there are also hundreds of thousands of batteries making homes an active part of the energy system as opposed to passive as we've been until
or first
today.
Adopters. Lots of first adopters have batteries in their homes now. They're bringing in different energy sources, but it's still one for the geeks in many ways, and it needs to be much more accepted by the rest of us.
Yes, a little bit. There is also an element of simplicity. So what we are doing is ensuring our solution is easy to use. There's no app or no technical things to be set up. You just forget about it. When we go at our customers where our battery is installed, they say, look, every now and then I can see the batteries blinking, but most important part for me is I can cook more, I can bake more cakes for my kids, which is great, but also I can see every month I pay less, and that's what matters to me. And that's, I believe, the key direction of travel for bringing flexibility into the mass market, really. Make it simple.
Davide, I think you've hit on the exact thing we need to bring into communications is make more cakes, get a battery.
Yes, make more cakes, get a battery. Yeah.
Fantastic. What a tagline. Davide, thanks for joining us. It's been wonderful to have you with us. I'm sorry to people just joining us here at the summit, but thanks for being with us. And for now, that's it from the Future of Utilities podcast. Great to have you with us too. See you next time.